everyone, how's it going? My name is McAnalley, and today on episode 7 of the Basics of Business, I'm going to be covering how to do the three-way call. Now, the three-way call may be a little new to some of you guys, as I know it was definitely new to me. But essentially what you're doing is you're calling your friend and you're calling your upline and you're kind of just getting them together and you guys have a big old conversation. Well, it's just mainly them two. You're not really gonna have part of the conversation after he steps in. But anyway, I'll get into that. So you guys are gonna have a conversation about the products or the business and all the wonderful things that Aroga has to offer, and that's all just gonna work together. It's probably one of the most powerful techniques in my opinion. So I'm gonna teach you guys how I do it and then give you some tips and tricks. So I will call my, if you want to do it, you're going to call your buddy Tim here, all right? Call my buddy Tim. That's what I'm doing. I'm calling my buddy Tim. And I'm going to say, hey, Tim, how are you? You know, Tim's doing great, guys, by the way. And he's going to say, I'm doing great. And then he's going to say, hey, remember those Aroga products that I told you about? 100% all natural, wonderful products that I'd love to share with you. And I have this very knowledgeable man who knows a lot and actually has a good experience with this product, and he would just love to talk with you and tell you a little bit about Aroga. And Tim's gonna say, man, that sounds great. You know, get him on the phone. And you're gonna say, all right. So you're gonna put him on hold here, and you're gonna call your upline Troy, and you're gonna say, hey Troy, I just texted you earlier about if you're available, and you said you'd be available to talk, and so I'm calling you now. This guy's name is Tim, and he's really interested in the products, and I just want you to tell him a little bit to him about it, all right? A little bit about it to him, yeah. And so he's gonna say, all right, man, I got you. So then you're gonna merge them together, and you're going to, say, hey Tim, this is Troy that I talked to you about. Troy, this is Tim. And he's gonna say, oh, nice to meet you, all that wonderful stuff. And then Troy's just gonna start talking to Tim. And they're gonna talk for a minute, and you're just gonna sit back and listen to the conversation, see how it goes, kind of gauge what he's doing here. And then, afterward, you're gonna say, hey Tim, so, how'd you feel about that? 1 to 10, 5 and below, it's not really for you. Above 5, you're interested, and it's something you might want to do. And he's gonna say, hey, I'm about a 6, and then you're gonna say, hey man, I want to set up a meeting with you real quick, as soon as possible. And then bam, you get the meeting set up, you get everything good. He signs up, it's wonderful. He's actually interested about the business too. He signs up on the $1,000 pack, and bam, you're making money. So that's pretty much how I do it. It pretty much has that outcome every single time. Just kidding, guys. That's actually gonna lead into the tips. So not everybody's going to be interested is the first tip, and that's super important for you to realize. Don't be discouraged whenever you call 4 people and none of them are interested, because you're just waiting to call that other person, and that guy's just waiting to get that phone call that's gonna change his life forever. And so just keep calling and talking, and you're gonna eventually call that guy, and he's gonna be super interested and pumped, and he's just gonna be ready, and he's gonna spread it like wildfire. But like a really good, healthy wildfire. And that's really just it's all gonna work together. It's gonna really help. So just don't get discouraged, just keep working on it. It's very important. And so the second thing is to maintain a casual conversation. Now you're sharing this with this guy, and Tim that I was just talking about, you're sharing this with him, and so you just want to, be casual. You're having a conversation with him, just share it with him. There's no need to be super trying to act fancy or anything, and then just kind of talk to him. You're just having a conversation. So let me see if there's anything else I should tell you about this. Something that's very important. I can't believe that I forgot about this long. It's called edification. And so I don't know if you noticed, but when we were doing the call, and I introduced Troy, or I introduced the thought of Troy to Tim. I said, that he was like a really, really knowledgeable guy, all this, wonderful stuff about him, which is true. And I just wanted, I don't know where I was going with that. But edification, so you're just gonna want to tell the person that you're talking to, that this guy's great, when he is, and you're You're gonna talk about the goodness of what he's doing and what he's done and all that stuff. And you're gonna want to make him seem great because this guy trusts you. He trusts you. And so when you give him a call and you say, all these wonderful things about him, it all of a sudden gives him credibility. And that's gonna really help make the words that he says to your friend very, very, it's gonna carry a lot more weight. And it's going to be a lot more important to him whenever he says stuff, rather than just saying, "Oh, I know this guy, and he's going to tell you a little bit about the product." You get him on the phone. It doesn't sound near as good. So you're just going to want to make sure. You're going to want to make sure that you're calling him and you say all these wonderful things that he's doing and that he's done and all this stuff to make him seem just as good as he is. So that when he tells them, it carries a lot more weight. So with that, guys, I'd like to thank you for tuning in and watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, and one more thing. Make sure to comment down below because I will be doing a Q&A at the end of the series. Thank you.